Well, Happy New Year, everyone. Since this is January, I thought I'd start this year by letting you know what I have inked to start the year. So last year, I made a video about just my everyday carry pens, and that somehow became the most viewed video on my channel by far. I guess a lot of people were interested in that. And since then, a lot of people have asked me, what else do I have inked? Um, Also, since then, I made another effort to reduce the pens that I keep inked, just so I don't have to worry about pens drying out on me and having pens inked that I don't really use. I used to have way too many pens inked. So I've actually put off making this video for a while until I sort of pared down the number of pens I have inked in total. So to start off the new year, I have just by coincidence exactly 10 pens inked. So I figured I'll make a quick video and just show you what they are. So let me start with the two pens I just keep on my desk. So the first one is this Platinum Preppy. And nothing special. This is a Japanese domestic market model made for Kukuyo, which is a Japanese stationery store. And this just has a platinum red ink cartridge. I just like keeping this pen in my pen holder on my desk just for when I need to take a quick note. It has a steel medium nib, which is actually quite pleasant. And it's just a pen I don't have to worry about. It's nice to have this pen just lying around. So that's the first pen that's on my desk. The other one that I have on my desk is this Parker Sonnet. And I should say, if there are any of these pens that you want to see more detail about or a longer video, let me know, and I'll try to add it to the list of videos to do. But this is a stainless steel sonnet. It has a stainless steel section. This also has an 18 karat fine nib, and this is Pilot Konpeki ink. Cool. So those are the two pens I just have lying on my desk. The Preppy for just taking random notes, and the Sonnet just sort of found its way there. I don't know how long it will stay there, but it's there now, and I enjoy picking that up to write with from time to time. So let's move on to the pen cases. The first is I carry around this case quite a bit. This one's seen years of use, so it's all scratched up and everything. I tend to throw this around whatever bag I'm carrying around. And in this, I usually carry one gel pen, one fountain pen, and one mechanical pencil. So the gel pen, this is a Waterman rollerball. It has a Pilot gel refill in it. I'm not going to talk much about that. Have a Pilot Timeline mechanical pencil. This because the tip of this retracts, and I learned to put a pencil like this in this case after years of putting a different pencil, and the pencil actually, I don't know if you could see, punctured a hole into the bottom of the case, so I started using this pencil. But what we're here to see is the fountain pen. So this is a Pilot Metal Falcon. It's also called the Elabo in other markets. And this is a 14 karat soft, fine falcon nib. And this ink is some Irushizuku gray. It's an ink my wife liked. I hardly ever use this ink. Just came across the bottle the other day and thought, why don't I ink it up and see what it's like. So I usually keep the fountain pen that I use most during the day in this pouch. So it's usually between this and other workhorse types of pens. So that's that case. The next case is, this is actually my favorite pen case. It's a Aston leather 2-pen case. And what I like about this case is it's hugely impractical. So this is, again, it holds 2 pens. look at the size comparison to a 3-pen case. So this is much less efficient, but it's a nice leather case, and I really quite like it. So in here I have 2 Mont Blanc pens. Usually this case just stays on my desk. I usually don't carry it around, but this is a Mont Blanc. This is the Legrand 146 size, and this is a 14 karat fine. And this ink is Waterman Blue, which, in my opinion, this is one of the best inks in the world because it's not bad to look at. It behaves extremely well. It's not too wet, it's not too dry. And if the pen doesn't work with Waterman Blue, I'd say there's something wrong with the pen. So that's that pen. I do have a separate video on this this particular Mont Blanc, so I won't say much about it here. This one is like a bigger brother. This was my Grail pen for since it was released, so several years. And I finally picked it up last year as a like a milestone. I left a job that I was at for 8 years, and this was kind of a parting gift to myself, I guess. And I think this pen definitely deserves its own video, but this is the Mont Blanc. This is a 149, and this is the calligraphy. Flux. As you can see, my writing's not that great, but this pen is quite fun to use, and I enjoy having it inked. And fittingly, this is my favorite ink. So my Grail pen and my favorite ink. This was the most expensive pen I ever bought. I bought it in Europe, or out of a store in Europe, so it was a little bit less expensive than buying it from the US. I have pens that have higher sticker prices. For example, I do have a Pilot Custom Urushi, which retails for an absurd amount of money here in the US, but I bought that in Japan for 40% off of the Japanese list price. So it ended up, at the time, I think it was like $536 or something like that. I mean, still an absurd amount of money to spend on a pen, but less than the Mont Blanc. So this pen is my Grail pen. I'm glad I have it. Never spent that amount of money for a pen before, and don't see myself doing that again in the near future. But anyway, that's the Mont Blanc. Then I have this, also Aston leather. It's a 6-pen case, and I have some of my old favorites in here. So no surprise to anyone on this channel, hopefully, but this is my Pilot Custom 74, the pen I use most in my whole collection. It's some sort of Pilot brown ink. I don't know the exact name of the ink, but it's a Pilot brown Custom 74. This is medium nib. Again, the pen I use most in my collection. Really like this one. So next up, also from Pilot, and this pen also, this next pen, I feel this pen also deserves its own video, because it's such an icon in the fountain pen industry, and it has such a rich history and really interesting models, variations of this pen before we arrived at this modern iteration. But this is the Pilot Vanishing Point. It's called the capless. It's the international name, which is easy for it to do because it's not branded anywhere. So it's easy for Pilot to call this the capless in other markets. This is an 18 karat medium. I think this is also some sort of mix between blue and blue black. because I think I've been using blue-black cartridges and then blue cartridges, so something like that. But one of the nicest writing nibs in my whole collection, and it happens to be a retractable pen, which is pretty cool. Next up, also from Pilot, this is probably not surprising any of my viewers on this channel. This is the Pilot 823. This is in a fine 14 karat, and this is it's in a Urushizuku orange. I think it's called Fuyugaki, but let's just call it orange. I'm not sure if that's the right name or not. This was an ink I tried because I used to listen to the Pen Addict podcast, and Mike Hurley, I think it was his favorite ink, and that prompted me to buy a bottle to try it. And you know what? The guy has a point. It's pretty cool orange. This pen number 9. Okay, so this is also a Pilot 823. This is in a medium, 14 karat, and this is Namiki Blue. So this pen is the only pen in my entire collection that I've had inked continuously since the day I bought it. And it's always had Namiki Blue ink. It's never let me down. This is a really great pen. And pen number 10. Did I miss a number here somewhere? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those of you who've been watching my videos, you know I can't talk and write at the same time. So if I missed a number somewhere, forgive me. But pen number 10, this is the Sailor King of Pen. This is the Pro Gear. This is a 21 karat medium. And another pen that deserves its own video. This is Shinkai ink. And this ink, similar to getting the orange from Mike Hurley, if you listen to the Pen Addict, you know Brad Dowdy likes Shinkai, and that's what prompted me to try this ink back in the day. And he also has a point. This is a really nice blue-black. And I like keeping this Sailor King of Pen inked because the nib is just really special. The nib is really nice and precise to write with. The pen itself, nothing special. You know, materials are kind of cheap. The build quality is mediocre. You can see like glue everywhere. Not really particularly special to hold or anything, but the nib is really nice. So that's pen number 10. And the reason I think I skipped a number is I either miscounted or I skipped a number or something, because I do have one more pen, and that is the fountain pen that I keep in this pouch. This is the pouch I carry with me everywhere. This just has a bunch of gel pens and pencils and mechanical pencils and stuff that I just use for work daily. I used to also keep a Pilot Explorer as my go-to daily fountain pen in here. And I came to realize, you know, I have all these nice pens that I'm just afraid of scratching up, and therefore I use a cheap Explorer daily. Why don't I just sacrifice one pen? Maybe a pen I don't really care about, that maybe has some scratches and blemishes anyway, and just use that daily. And I settled on this one because if you watch my video on the 3776, you know that this pen, the quality is awful. This has scratches everywhere. The plating was falling off. And this is before I put it in this pen case and use it every day. So it was already getting beat up, and I just figured, why not just use it? So this is the 3776. Okay, and that is Pilot Blue Black as well. Okay, so that's everything I have inked up for 2023. Thanks for watching. This was not as quick as a video as I expected it to be, but I appreciate you hanging around. Hope you all had a really wonderful holiday and a great start to 2023. And thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.